Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Kent. For Wednesday, May 5th, 2021, it's Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Pour yourself a margarita. 6 o'clock in the morning. There's a good idea. Good way to start your day. Sure. We're brought to you, as always, by here's a really good idea. Call the people at Today's Dentistry and make an appointment to see Dr. Mike O'Neill, the best dentist in the world, my dentist for the last 27 years. I choose these people who take care of my health with such care. That's how I chose Dr. Mike O'Neill. I absolutely trust him. 317-849-2933. Hit subscribe, hit like, ring the bell. Let's talk about sports. Everybody's talking about getting Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers completely dissatisfied with the Green Bay Packers. I don't hear a word about the Colts. Why don't the Colts go get Aaron Rodgers? The Colts are Aaron Rodgers away from winning a Super Bowl. They've got everything else. They've got a defense. They've got okay receivers. They've got a terrific running back in Jonathan Taylor. They've got 4/5 of a really good offensive line. Their defensive front getting better and better and better. Why not go get Aaron Rodgers? Deal Carson Wentz. Deal whatever pick the Eagles don't get this coming draft from the Colts for Carson Wentz. And then deal the next 2 number ones, 3 number ones, 4 number ones. I don't care how many number ones. If you get Aaron Rodgers, you're going to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years. Let's go get Aaron Rodgers. What are we doing? Chris Ballard, get on the phone. It won't happen. They've got their plan. They're going to stick to their plan. That's the way the Colts do business, and that's okay. We've been through the other way, right? Where you went out and gave up the farm to go get guys. You mortgaged the future. And then 3-4 years later, you got the number 1 overall draft pick. We know how that works. We've seen how it works. The Colts aren't going to get into that, and probably rightly so. But what they are going to do is they're going to talk to Eric Fisher, left tackle from the Chiefs, one of the best in football, the number 1 overall draft pick several years ago. He's 30 years old. He tore his Achilles in the playoff win for the Chiefs against the Bills. And he's available. The Chiefs have decided to cut ties. They did that a long time ago with Eric Fisher. Save the money. The Colts, they've got a chance to go get him. I don't know what the Colts are doing in terms, they must have secret information about recovery time and the recovery prospects for people with torn Achilles. Eric Fisher, torn Achilles. Marlon Mack, torn Achilles. Deo Odeyingbo. Torn Achilles, right? Malik Hooker, torn Achilles. You got a lot of torn Achilles with the Indianapolis Colts. Malik Hooker no longer with the team, no longer under contract, but my God, that's a lot of torn Achilles. If Eric Fisher can come back, if Odeyingbo can come back, if Marlon Mack can come back, well, you got a 2-headed monster in the backfield. You got one of the best left tackles in football if they sign Eric Fisher. And you know what? You got a guy who is, who along with Kwity Paye, could be a very dynamic and young group of edge rushers that the Colts will have on the cheap for the next few years, and it would make Chris Ballard look like a damn genius, wouldn't it, if they made that deal? Sacramento is at Bankers Life Fieldhouse tonight to take on the Pacers. Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN is reporting that Nate Bjorkgren is on thin ice. His communication skills evidently not up to par. During games, in the locker room, with staff, with players, in individual interactions, things not going well for Nate Bjorkgren. Evidently not a great communicator, and it's causing, this is Adrian Wojnarowski's word, turmoil within the franchise. You do not want your communication skills or lack thereof causing turmoil in your organization. Turmoil is almost as bad as chaos. Chaos is really bad. Turmoil is just that much this side of chaos. Nate Bjorkgren has 1 more year guaranteed on his deal, 3-year deal, 2 years guaranteed. We'll see what the disposition is of Nate Bjorkgren moving forward. Obviously, things not going well for the Pacers. They're 30-34. They're in 9th place in the Eastern Conference. It looks like they're going to qualify for that play-in nonsense. And the play-in nonsense is so nonsensical that finding a way to get through it and into the field of 8 in the Eastern Conference playoffs is going to be very, very difficult. We'll see what happens with Nate Bjorkgren, but obviously this has been problematic for the Pacers. The Pacers have not been as good as their talent, even with the injuries, should have dictated they would be. Nate McMillan, better job in the regular season, I get it. You had worries about the postseason. Nate McMillan not able to get teams, and this goes back to his days with Portland, not being able to get teams through the first round of the playoffs and into playing really, really well during the postseason. He's done a terrific job for the Atlanta Hawks this year. We'll see what happens with Nate McMillan this year in Atlanta. I root for Nate McMillan. I think he's a terrific dude. Sadly, because of COVID, we've been able to get down to Bankers Life Fieldhouse or the St. Vincent Center to be able to talk and get to know Nate Bjorkgren on the same level. Zoom calls just don't get it done. You don't get the chance on a Zoom call to have sort of those offline little conversations that give you an idea as to who the person you're dealing with is. Bears fans, I think, are insane, saying that Justin Fields, he may wind up being the guy. Maybe he is, but it's not proven. Bears fans just believe whatever they're sold, whatever Kool-Aid they're poured by Chicago media and the Chicago Bears media relations staff, they absolutely lap up, and I don't get it. Chicagoans used to be cynical. Used to have to prove it to Chicagoans. Not anymore. Fields was gotten with the 11th overall pick after the Bears moved up from 20. They gave up first rounder next year, right? Fourth rounder next year, and a fifth rounder this year. That's what they gave up. 3 picks later, the Jets traded up from 23 to 14, the exact same number of spots, 9 spots. What did they give up? 2/3 and a fourth. And actually 2/3, and they got a fourth back. So it's 2/3 and a fourth. The Bears give up a first, fourth, and fifth. I don't understand what all the celebration is in Chicago. All right, you've had this group try to do the same thing. They traded up 1 spot to get Mitch Trubisky, and it did not work. Hopefully it works for Fields. Fields is a really good kid, and this has got nothing to do with Justin Fields. It's got everything to do with Ryan Pace and overpaying for a guy not worth that kind of bounty and paying the New York Giants way too much to move up those 9 spots. Ryan Pace, Chicago deserves better. And they're not getting it, and they're not demanding it, and that's weird. Cubs swept the Dodgers yesterday, 7-1, 4-3 in the nightcap last night. How about Javi Baez in the bottom of the 8th, hitting a 2-run bomb down to their last out. Cubs down by 2. He ties it with a bomb, and then in the bottom of the 9th, because it's a 7-inning deal, these doubleheaders, 7 innings, drive me nuts. David Bodie with a base hit knocking in Chris Bryant. So the Cubs with the sweep, now they're 14-16. They're out of last place in the Central. They are in 3rd place. Chris Bryant, according to reports, not having fun playing baseball. Yeah, baseball's terrible. That's a terrible way to spend a day. I'm so miserable playing baseball. My joy of the game is gone. What the hell is the matter with people? Go play ball and have a great time. Make a bunch of millions of dollars. You out of your mind? Can't have fun playing baseball. What idiocy. How weak-minded is this guy that he can't find a way having fun, playing a great game, and making millions of dollars? I know he's playing for an organization that's just idiotic. I get that. The ownership of the Cubs is just cork-headed. The Ricketts. Who wants to play for the Ricketts? You know what? It beats working. All right, let's celebrate some birthdays on this Cinco de Mayo. Doug Williams, happy birthday. Alex Fuse, happy birthday. Bruce Bird, the great Will Hampton, celebrating a birthday. Melissa Fisher-Cotner, celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to Melissa. Dan Pantos, the great Dan Pantos, the great Matt Hicks, happy birthday. Karen Gustafson Huckabone, happy birthday. The great Jim O'Brien, celebrating a birthday. Libby Zabriskie, far happy birthday. David Piscine, happy birthday. Mac Brown, and Greg Townsend, happy birthday. If today's your birthday, you celebrate like hell. If it's not your birthday, you celebrate somebody else. That is best done with an honest and specific compliment. Today, inside Indiana Sports Now, what are we talking about? I'll tell you what, I may just talk about the Pacers. Pacers got a problem. Nate Bjorkgren. We'll talk about the Colts too, obviously.